Mic check 1 2. Stream check 2 3 4 5. Hello, welcome to the John McCardle Show. Do I have audio? Yep, that is what I sound like. Okie doke. I did it. I did the thing. I got a nice wall generator to work. So here's the output of it, and it takes a couple of steps, but we got walls. Now I'll tell you about the edge case there in a second here. But if I regenerate some walls, the old room generator is still in, and if I hit O, it doesn't show or say anything, but it puts the solid around the edge of the walls. And if I hit P, it will start generating walls. You'll see some of these incomplete characters because there are 8 blocks that I found 0 solutions for. But if I try those again, it finds multiple choices and puts them in there. Don't worry about the door. It's in the wrong spot. It's just a test door. Please ignore. But yeah, there's walls. They all connect. They're all pretty nice. Yeah, that's probably how I would want them to be. Now there's some other edge cases. Let's split a couple more times. That's trippy. It was a wizard room for a second there. So I'm gonna start generating the walls there. And the first pass, it found 88 tiles. It can't fill automatically, but for the first pass, every single thing here, there was no rules applied. So my rules are more complicated than I want them to be, but I'll go through those after this. But not every tile has rules. Some of them just have stuff about their position, like what solid stuff is around them. So as an example, like these corners, the rounded corners have to have like a free space on the outside of it. Like that one has to have free space on the left outside because it's a left side wall. And the bottom corners too, of like these curved bottom corners. There's no rules to apply. There's nothing to check for tile matching. If the walls are in that position, that's the right tile, and it puts it there. And same things with the walls and the floor. The floor is all black. There's a kind of speckle floor that's rare, but follows the same rules. There's only a % chance for that tile. There's no matching with its neighbors that has to occur. So it found all those and fills out most of the map. That's the only pass that really goes like over X and Y and checks every tile on the map. So if I hit it again, we're going to continue with those, just the 88 tiles that need to be revised. And we got gray. So this gray color is, I forget what I estimated. I thought it was like maybe 10 or something. Possibilities would be the maximum, and that's like 255, going to be completely white. And as you get towards 0, impossible to find a solution. That's all black. So gray means there's like, I don't know, maybe 2, maybe 3. And if I hit it again, it looks like it's just picked that one to fill in. And after all that, it kind of just like snapped to and filled in all of those. You see what it's talking about here. If there's no okay, so I think what happened there, it goes pretty quick because why would you want level generation to be slow? But if we look at this thing a little bit more, I got to take all the print statements out too. Basically, these collapsing messages means that it was doing one loop around the unfinished tiles, and it found that this one had 2 tiles it could be, and then it checked based on its the neighbor that maybe was randomly selected, or it has to match up with the T on the bottom or something. It found one it should be and picked out of those 2. And Like I think in this case, the two choices is actually the left wall and the right wall, and only one of them is correct. But that's when it checks the rules and finds the one it can be. And it found all those walls like, okay, if I know for sure that you're a left wall, then the wall above you definitely has to be a left wall too. And it starts connecting that way. What else we got? So when it runs out of verifiable solutions, like I'll tell you exactly like this column right here in the middle, it could be a left wall, it could be a right wall. It's really just like a matter of taste. There's no permanent requirement for it. And I think like 12, 0, that's probably 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So probably this column here. Like that column could have gone, I don't know, this one has to be right, I think, because the T's here force it to be. But like that one, it could be a left side wall, it could be a right side wall. It's just either way inside that column. It'll randomly pick one, and it'll like randomly pick a tile too, and set it to one of the possibilities. And from there, that it's basically wave function collapse in a nutshell. Is like if you pick one and say, I promise out of all the possibilities, this one is going to have this value, the ones next to it can say, okay, according to the existing rules, I know I have to match up to that, I have to link to that. And it like propagates down the wall. And every time it runs out of guaranteed known valid tiles, it will randomly pick another one. And yeah, it's not exactly wave function collapse. They do other fancy stuff, but yeah, I think pretty happy with this. It does have some edge cases, like if I reset this and do like quite a few rooms. Whoops, wrong button. Slice this guy up, really slice and dice it. And let's do this a couple times, see what it comes up with. So it gets, I don't want to call it obsessive, but it's basically discovered that it can't really validate some of these, and these ones that have question marks now, there may not even be a tile that I've defined that has rules that lets it go in that spot. So let's have a look at the rules. Oh yeah, and that also doesn't help. Like if it yeah, if there's no weights, that would not let it pick a tile. So this is the rules that I landed on. I don't remember how much of this got architected on screen, but I started with like a real basic format that you put a number and then you say what things are around it. So this question marks around an underscore means 145, you know, this tile in the center here, that's a flat ground tile, and this rule applies that 145 is a valid sprite for that spot if it's a ground spot, and it doesn't matter what it's surrounded with. For a variant, which is just like I added comments, that helps me stay sane. But this other tile that has a different number follows the same rules as 145, and that is just, you know, allows any piece of ground to take that sprite, and it's selected 3% of the time. I think it's like, you know, 3% out of 103% total or something, but close enough to 3%. Likewise, a lone wall, like a wall that's not connected to any other walls, it has ground all around it. That'll get a special pillar sprite. And that's, because this has no special rules on it, we know that if we find a wall that's in this configuration, we can absolutely just pick 146. Or if we find ground anywhere, we can pick 145 or 184 according to the chance, but there's no connecting rules, and that's the complicated part. So same thing with horizontal walls are actually really simple in this tile set. Thank goodness, because if there was complicated vertical walls and complicated horizontal walls, I might have a lot more rules. But left side wall, this is the most complicated one, but you can break down the rules by looking at an @ sign starts a rule, and then a N, S, E, or W is a rule for in those particular directions. and a lowercase 1 means that that tile has to be already verified. So that's a propagation. And a capital rule means that if you see this sprite at all, if that tile is in that, in this case, 144 is here in the center, and to the south is a 156. This can automatically be verified based on that tile value. And then this one becomes a verified, and like, because let's see, 144 actually has rules to itself. If there's another tile 144, which is a left wall, it can verify another 144 directly above it or directly below it. If the one of the tiles is verified, the other one next to it can become verified. So that means if we have a T intersection, I know that the T is going to have like a right side wall if it's a right side T, or a left side wall on a left side T. So knowing that that T is definitely going to be on the left side or the right side, I can tell the side walls right above it or right below it that they have to match up. And then the ones right next to it are verified, and it goes the next tile up or down the chain. So that's how wave function collapse actually works. Is it takes some known cells and it spreads that certainty about what the tile should be out to the edges. How this is actually implemented, God, I was so happy to just delete 200 lines of wrong code earlier. It's still more complicated than I like. I think I already mentioned that, but hilarious to me that this is my simple tiles file now. I've expanded the simple tiles until it's just defines everything. So how do we do wave function collapse? There's a first pass function, and this is the function that takes every X, every Y, and if there are exactly one tile it could be, bam, it does that. What else does it say? Can't remember. So basically every tile gets this called find possible tiles, and it looks for not asking things to be verified, but just seeing any tile value that could match up. Once we have the base tiles done, it does this. It's only looking at the ones that have like some choices left to pick between, and it is going to continue to set things to the only thing they could possibly be, but also keep track of the reducing possibilities. So if there's rules that support it, sometimes there might be like 4 choices that fit a certain spots, but if the tile next to it is a certain thing and we know that it's going to be that might actually, when you consider the rules, reduce down to 2 or even 1 possibilities. And then we can set the sprite to that and keep on propagating. So great, that's great. I am probably going to work around anything that's left wrong with this, but I don't want to work on it anymore. I think I already spent a whole morning extra than I really wanted to on it. And, there's probably like all kinds of stuff I could have read that would have made me better at it. Like, should I swap this into Wang tiles or cellular automata? Or is there a wave function collapse thing I could have used in TCOD, which is built into this project already? I will deal with all those things later. Right now, I'm just having fun and making crap. So what I wanted to do here is generate a level when the game loads up. And I think what I have is level.generate makes a level and it's kind of loosely got some like if I were to run that, and let's just hit M, we'll get a room it suggests, and then collapse it. Yeah, that's probably the worst part, is when it don't like that. That I could live with. It's there's really some edge cases, huh? More. Great, yeah. It's totally permissible. So I think I'll probably be able to get away with that. I want to start doing some level generation and puzzle generation, because if I could remember the keys here, I have the wrong file open. Highlight. You and I. So I have these rooms here. Are they in a walkable sequence? It's kind of maybe a weakly walkable. I think I found a edge case in my yeah, I think I found an edge case in my walk algorithm. So that's number 5. So there's room 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't think that walk is actually accurate at all. Nice. Now if we try to walk this room, okay, there's room. That's 0, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in that case, it actually seems to have worked. I'll just do like 50% switchbacks. Doesn't have to be good to work, right? But what I want to put into level generation is placing the boulder, button, and door, and make the door actually send us down to the next level. So to do so, all kinds of print statements I'm going to have to take out of this thing, huh? So we got level.generate. Do I want to move? Yeah, let's move everything about tiles into the level. I'm going to start taking notes. Oh, come to think of it, that's kind of a cool bug I could show if I can... let's try to get a wall split that's like... Dang, that would have worked. That one won't, because, okay. So let's, like, design a level here. And the boulders are on top of a wall. So you shouldn't generate boulders on a wall, granted, so it's kind of a minor bug. But since the boulder is on the wall, the boulder doesn't even bother to check if it's on top of a wall. So while the wall stops me from walking into it, if I push a boulder off a wall, the boulder just pulls me right on up. And I can actually scoot down now and I can't get back onto the wall. So that's yeah, first make Rogueface lore for a bug is that it's literally easier to push a boulder through a wall than it is to climb it yourself. But we'll move, whoops. Move what? Everything about tiles into the level. and move everything about entities into the level, and fix generate on the level to make the entire map. So crypt will create a level, call generate, and swap the level when it has to. So I already have some of these choices made. Game has a swap level. I think self.grid is the levels, the new levels grid. Move the player to the spawn point and go there. Oh, so that's actually another thing I need to generate needs to so generate needs to find boulder spot, button spot, exit door spot, and spawn point. What else we got? I think we can go with that. Whatever comes after that will come naturally. So let's take some stuff out of here. I'm not going to talk about, this will be a good sanity check here. Let's look at, I think I have some open editors here. I'm going to rearrange my workspace. So level and tiles. Let's try to leave tiles alone. So go back to game. And open up level. Oh. So we have level and room graph. Sure, you guys can be roommates. We have the generate function, which resets the contents, does 2 splits, fills the rooms, and fill rooms is what puts walls around it. Is there a... Might not want to fill every room, because the edge of the level is already a wall. Let me only... let me just say if random.random greater than 0.66, skip that room. So that should give us less walls. Honestly, can make the place kind of spooky. Oh, and this is totally not going to work. It's totally not time to try it yet. Inside of generate, I need to do not just making the rooms, but do all that we've done our rooms. We need to do all the wave function collapse stuff. So that's going to be ct dot wave function collapse pass. Let me say possibilities is none, and well, what I'll put here is while wave function collapse self.grid possibilities. So that should automatically do like the 2 or 3 or 4 passes, whatever it takes to make the tiles or give up. By the way, what is my wall rooms? So fill rooms. No. Fill rooms was like the debug thing. I need to do wall rooms. Possibilities. Make the walls pretty. And oh, what was the what else I can do? Let me say self.splits. Let me do like splits equals 2. That's a default. Let me say like target rooms equals 5. So how do I get a random? For iron range splits, what I'll do instead is say like while self.graph.walk. Let's see, graph.walk greater than so if we need let's see if that overshoots. But split the rooms randomly until you're more than halfway there, and then split the rooms the biggest one at a time. That should keep the stuff a little more evenly sized. But we got possibilities. We're making the tiles. Oh, this is okay, so let me add some notes. Binary space partition. So this is that list of rooms. What we need to do is cut a path from one room to another so that we're cutting holes in the walls to allow the player to walk through. Guess what? Didn't test my tile painter with walls with gaps, so probably gonna find some glitches there. I have like, what tiles do I need? Like, I guess it doesn't bother me if any of these have a gap in them. Maybe that's what I was supposed to use these for. We'll get there when we get there. But I'm anticipating a tile painting glitch. I also need features. And by default, let's say features equal spawn. Probably should just be a given. Every level needs a spawn point. Boulder. Button. Exit. Now I'm going to add spawn point just so I have something to go over. And what I'll do with the level generator levels, I'll do something like, I'll do it here. Let's do this. Spawn plus random.shuffle boulder and button plus exit. Okay, intention here. The boulder and the button can be in either order as long as they're reachable. This could cause some could be some Sokoban solvability problems from doing this, like if the boulder can't really be pushed into the other room that the button's in. But I'm just gonna keep the rooms kind of big and hope for the best for now. I'm missing a thing, aren't I? Yep. Vim doesn't do that with the indentation unless I've made a mistake, so. Okay, so we're just gonna start popping features into the room. Save a coordinate. I'm about to write a helper function too. So feature chords f equals not for f and features. Say for room in rooms. F equals features dot pops 0. We have a feature, it's removed. We're going to say feature chords. So this will be like the dictionary key spawn. We're going to find a spot. I'll say room chord, room, margin equals 0. Just completely made that up. Need to go write that function. So what do I imagine margin for? When I get a boulder, I'm going to give it margin 1 so I know that it can be away from the walls and be pushed around. But we're going to paint it and we're going to return feature chords. So we need a function room chord. It's going to take a room. Is that an object? Yes, because graph.walk gives us back It's the data is inside a class here. So that'll be xy with height equals room.data, and say x plus equal margin, y plus equal margin, w minus equal margin, h minus equal margin. Okay, so we're gonna have those margin to see where we get in the room, and then pick a random spot inside that. So basically, if you give a margin, I'm basically making a smaller room inside of it. Can't make it much smaller because the rooms are only maybe 4 or 5 wide sometimes. So let's be another thing I wanted to do was actually spawn stuff. Yeah. So we're going to get these entities. And this is how I was creating them. Level saves the game, right? Level? No. No. Of course not. Fine. I'll let the level do it, or the game do it. Seems fine. It's a choice. So take off these test entities. Let's add a method for making the map. Add entities. Why did I do this? Oh, the draw order thing. So we're going to call generate, which is doing all that good stuff now. Create level. Swap level moves the player, so this should just provide the features. This is probably a good place to define like where I want things to be in terms of like the game depth. So let's say like if depth less than 3, just default. I'll figure out hallway buttons next or whatever, but so what I did want was a way to have a door in the middle of the level and guarantee that the boulder and the switch to operate the mid-level door are on the side you spawn on. So let's see. How did I do it to begin with? Self.level equals a level. And this would be a place to put like specify the features, but at this point I'm starting to lose the plot. I need to see where I'm at, actually get it to run. Okay, so this gives back coordinates. So we got boulder and a bounder. And I will make such a boulder. These have, I think there might be an unfortunate thing here. I think the entities look at the game's grid. So I needed to do something like self.grid equal level.grid. It's kind of a poor choice, but button. Actually can't remember. Okay, button entity takes a XY and an exit. Exit entity takes a XY and a button XY. So we will do the exit entity. It should be gotta scroll up and look at it. Exit entity. XY, XY. It's going to be, oh, these need to be B0, B1, B0, B1, chords, button, 0. Chords, button, 1. move the player, set the player's draw position, create those boulders. Don't care about buttons. Although this is, it does mean that there's only one button. So it's another limiting choice. But if create level does all of that, oh no, let me just do that then. First and foremost, entities are going to get created. Probably need to do that first. So create level will call generate, which does all the steps with entities and making the points. Make sure we have the grid before we do anything involving entities. Spawn the player, boulder, exit and button. And lastly, if those are all getting set up, I will let's try to be dramatic and awesome. I think boulders are already forbidden from entering the exit, but I have swap level in, like I'm going to be able to go back and forth, but that's not really in the plan. I just want to be able to go down. Like that. Need to display that. Okay. Finally, gonna hit go. Of course there's an exception. CE is not defined. Encrypts. Oh. Level. Yeah, I changed my mind. We're still going to do entities in the game. Run. Okay, cannot. My fault. Wrong one. This just shuffles the list in place. Oh, right. Pop from an empty list. Ran out of features before we ran out of rooms, I think. Ooh. That's a good choice. If there's enough rooms, cannot access F. Am I losing my mind? Where did that go? If not F. Features. Okay. CT in the level. Doesn't even import it. Does not like that. Oh, because it never passes the possibilities back into it. So let's do that. Dir. Okay, create level has too many values. Tell me what you mean by that, because yeah, because I need to get items if I want key and value at the same time. Okay. Level 160. Let's in generate level possibilities. Line 160 in tiles. Are the only things left. Crypt has no player. Oh, chicken and egg. Let's go here. Nope, don't like it either. Gotta save the spawn point and bring it back out. Because it registers itself to the grid when it gets created, so. Screw it. I will call swap level. Supposed to give the spawn point. Okay, we got a level. It didn't seem to make a rock. Oh, it's spooky. Is the boulder? Ooh, that was exciting. Where do I have that? Almost did the wrong thing. Guy. You can only be used as a door if you're unlocked. Come on. Okay, I got a rock. I can't get it over there. I never cut walls. So I put the stuff in the rooms. Okay. Let's do this shenanigans. Let's go. Okay, so your choices are horizontal then vertical, vertical then horizontal. Missing one. Okay. Don't know if I did that right, but getting overdue for a break here. Ah. Sure, let's just add more brackets and stuff. That should make it better. X in range. Can't even remember what I'm doing here. Let's doodle. Okay, I can doodle now. Either one of these paths would be okay. So I have random points that are in each room. Start and end. And this is so I need to iterate from do like delta H, delta width. So that's W. Now I gotta entertain the possibility here. Let's see. This is from every x coordinate at y1. I don't also want to do I want to make sure that if I'm doing it here, okay, so to fix that, what I'll do here is between them, say if x1 equals start 0, ty equals end did that wrong. Let's see how dumb I am. what I can also do is literally make it red for test purposes. I will say it's before tile painting. It's not gonna work. Let's see what it does. Just see what it does. Pre-room is not defined. Pre-room is none. Oh, that's... can't be evaluated. Woo! Okay. Woo! I don't see any doors. Okay. No painting. Just give me a grid.at. I do need to take the sprite off too. So the room formation is what adds those debug sprites. It's like nothing in the range. Not doing anything. Oh, because there's no previous room ever. Can't do it between no previous rooms. Can't even draw like that, but tiles 186 weights. Ah, I know why. So there's no in-between walls. let's allow these two, the curvy ones, to go where there's the curvy ones, the plain one. So I don't remember what the number is. Okay, so the actual tile should be 133. If there's open space, let's see if we can solve that. Nope, still something out of range. And generate because it can't find something. These weights. Sheesh. I don't even know why you are complaining. $18.15 and $18.17. It's got to be that, right? Like, Dang. What button did I hit? Oh, I need to make it vertically as well. Cut 2? No. There are better wall sprites I could pick. Those are 194, 195 maybe. I gotta pick all the variants, don't I? Yeah. Should be rare, but it can happen. For edges, and then vertically, that's actually what these are. 170 and 171. Which we're going to need 2 apiece. So let me start with this 170, and this is going to be mood. Let's actually do all of these, like 16, 70, 69, 168. Okay, so I got my definitions here. Gap is below. Gap below. Gap above. Gap above. So I think right vertical is north of it a verified right wall. Left north of it a verified left wall. Right gap above needs a verified southern right wall, and gap above needs south 144 for the left wall. Interesting pick. Let's see if I have okay. Dramatic error. Have entities on which side? Self.game does not have. Dang it. Okay. And of course, does it just occasionally do that? Oh, look, it spawned me in the middle of nothing. Look, this one's got the wrong restrictions on it. Maybe I got the wrong tile IDs here. Is this... That's like an end wall. I wouldn't think that would work. West. Oh, here's why. West, 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 west. Need to also find where this out of bounds is coming from. Well, that's good. It's just completely just became a game. It never did the actual swap though. I know why. In swap level, show the correct grid on the scene. Crypt has no object, no attribute UI. Which is probably just me losing my mind. How's that? Self.ui equals that. Because it does it before it sets up the UI. Awesome. That's fine. All of this stuff could go at the beginning anyway. And okay. Wow. Okay, still in the wrong scene. Means doing all kinds of level generation, but it's not showing it to me. What's create level do? Moved all my own stuff around. Self.create level. Self.swap level. Don't love how that looks. It looks quite wrong in several ways, but X value out of range. Like, what's going out of range? Gotta figure out with that. Oh, you know, I think a lot of the walls we're seeing are actually the the level walls. Yeah. So what else can we do there? Not entities, on, not the tiles. Go to the level. Give the boulders a margin of 2. And when we do wall rooms, let's not do the boundaries of the map anymore. Okay, so there's some rooms that it's handy now that I know about it. Oh, that's cool. Okay, let's fix the zoom too. So this says grid.zoom equals that. Put it into swap level. Okay. And now that in COS level, line 175, it's got to be the last one, right? Okay. I don't think, like, margin doesn't seem to be working for me because that was still pretty close to the wall. Congrats, you broke it. That's line 175 again. Now I just gotta like get it a little bit more stable apparently. Hey. There's more than one button and exit. Where are you all coming from? There's just open doors. There's all kinds of bounds checks not working. Got broken looking tiles. My first ever standalone wall. Glad that works. Oh, okay. I can fix at least one of these. We swap level. Okay, that should work. I just deleted everybody by doing this in the wrong order. create level and swap level are really not distinct enough. This is so annoying. Okay. What I don't know is if the entities are really like I'm gonna have to adjust margin in the room random coordinate picker because it's putting stuff on top of walls. And what is that? Okay. That might actually be the solution to that. Stop picking coordinates that are oh, here's an idea. So it works more how I imagined it would. Always a margin of always a margin of like at least 2. Yeah, there, put me on a wall. Which I think I manually set the margin for player spawn point, so. Bugs in the tiles there. Where am I? Oh, it's like off the bottom of the screen. I wonder if that's why, if I need to make sure that I get in there, get the whole screen displayable. Yeah, that's actually the bottom of the map, but I can't go there. So this was actually an unsolvable level because you got to go against the floor. But, you know, I would say that, wouldn't I? Let's cheat. Bump called generate and generates. Try to do something out of the map. And then that has an empty set. I mean, I think a lot of the delay for level generation right now is just printing. Cool. Okay. The end for a bit. I'm glad it's actually kind of moving around now. But this already went, I think, way longer than I intended it to. My body hurts. So, goodbye. Be back for the night shift.